this is my journey right now. This is my journey to life. I don't know how far I'm gonna go, but I know where I'm coming from. Woo! Yes, man! Yeah! Woo! Whoa! This is the beginning! Welcome to the beginning! Woo! Well, my man, you have to discover it yourself. So you could do a bike ride from Cayo to Bullet Street, you branch mouth and go back. But then you discover, you know how I discover things by myself. Sometimes I get lost. When I become a tour guide in the past, I used to carry people on trail and I get lost and I say, damn, I don't know where to go. I get lost up, you know? So that's how you start. That's how you start. You have to blast up first. But I mean, I become a tour guide because I research. You research, you learn your stuff, you know? You research and learn your stuff, you don't have to, nobody could tell you anything. Nobody. My friend that just took off, he's a licensed tour guide also, but he's 4 years tour guiding. I am about 12 to 13 years now. So I told him if he needs any information about history, come talk to me. Because I got trained by the elders that I've been introducing to you guys. And then the elders tell me about the story, and then I tell the people. That's how I learn. We have an election coming up soon for the village chairman. So the United Democratic Party is what you see up here. Those are the leaders. And then you have the People's United Party that's coming up next, later on. So they will have election next few more months. Several of them are just learning about it, and several of them know what to do. Some of them are good, some of them they don't know.
Better make him bad.
Theo is one of the elders of Bulitri who started to work in archaeology. Well, we have El Pilar Maya site. So if I want to learn something about archaeology, I ask him sometime. I bring him on my tour adventure in El Pilar. Only because El Pilar is a mile away and we don't have a transportation that we would bring him and we go to there. But we're doing Shinantonich today, just easy access. This is the only crossing ferry in Cayo. Like, I mean, in this area here, we have another one, but it's not so good. This is a brand new one. We just fixed it. My role of tour guiding is to meet people who are interested and bring people to the sites like these and tell them about the Mayas, the Maya history, Maya culture. I am on top of a Mayan mound. This is a Mayan structure. Most of these structures are used for residential. The Mayans divided into villagers, middle class, and elites. So the villagers would live in some of these residential buildings. And many of them are still buried. This is under the jungle. They're still preserved by Mother Nature. Archaeology do seminars of different sites, what they have found. And so they give us the information and we pass it on to people that travel or come through here. In the jungle, lots of people want to build a house, thatch cabana, So they look at the trees and they look, it's so beautiful and straight. So they go cut all the wood. And all of a sudden they cut a poison wood tree. So what will happen is that all your body will be itchy of the poison wood. So many people have that problem. So a lot of people will go look for this tree. This tree is named Gombo Limbo. Gombo Limbo in English. In broke down English, the tourist tree. Why? Because whenever the tourists go to the beach or to the sea or to the sun, they get sunburned and their skin comes up. So the same thing here, the skin comes off. That's why locally the tourist tree. And also is the antidote of the poison wood. So the jungle gives you the poison, the jungle takes away the poison. So all of these were extra stuff I got from elders. It didn't came from archaeology or a class for tourism. Naturally, we learned that. And medicinal plants, we learned it from the elders too. How to survive in the jungle, we learned it from the elders. I'm trying to locate one of the wild monkeys, but we don't see. They move around. Later in the future, from here to in another 10 years, you will not have this information. You will have it, but it will be more expensive. It will be more in the computer. So you will not have as much people that will give this information. The indigenous Mayas in the lowland valley did not do human sacrifice, such as just grabbing humans and cutting their hearts and nothing like that. What they did is bloodletting ritual. The only human sacrifice is when you're challenged on a ball game of life and death. The way the game is played is that most of the walls here would have went 8 feet higher, and they would have a marker with the head of a toucan or a turtle sticking out, and the ball would only bounce in this slope. We cannot touch the ball, we cannot bump the ball. You have to use this, use that, use that. Hits. Bouncing it once goes up, using the hip. The game is played from sunrise to sunset all day. So being a ruler, you have to know the game. And if you don't know the game, someone comes and challenges you and you lose, you will look bad in front of your people. So you will be decapitated in front of your people. So you have to win the game. And most of the time, the game is life and death. If you lose your life, your wife and your kingdom. So you have to win. And anyone can challenge you as a ruler. And if you're not ready, you're a dead man. I expanded by grasping all this information and put them in one and then sharing it with people. And that's what has helped me advance my education and talk to people, because if I didn't have that, you know what would have happened to me? I would have been a slave. I would have been working hard for other people with a machete, sharpening it up and go chop jungle or underbrush or concrete mixing and shoveling. That's hard work for very little bit of money. So hard work comes for those who don't have education. So they write in glyph writing, and most of these temples would have had the writings like a belt in the entire site. So many of these writings would have masks of the rain god, the sun god, and other gods. So a lot of people in Belize, their education is hard because financial situation. But for me, at the end of my school years, tourism starting to develop. So I use tourism as my income to develop my. So at the end of my day of school, I go work for someone, and that someone pays me, and then I pay my school, and that's how I finished, and that's how I got educated. Because then, if I didn't have that, man, I wouldn't want to know myself. Whenever the babies are small, the Mayans put a piece of board in their forehead, tying it up, and then in the middle of the board, by their nose, they put a bead of jade. And then the baby would be looking at that jade and they get crossed eye. And whenever they get crossed eye, square forehead, then they become an elite part of the family. And then they will be part of the priesthood. So crossed eye, square forehead is beauty for the Mayas. I don't want no more education. This is it. It's good for me. I don't need so much, because if I get highly educated with bachelor's degree, then nobody wants to hire me, because nobody has that money to pay for that. So you have to go international, and you have to live outside the country of Belize. I don't want to do that. I'm happy like where I am. Man. Whew. What a workout. The echo that vibrates the sound so that the people can hear.
Oh my God.
That's why I'm calling the wind to bring some clouds. That's what we call the wind. We whistle to the wind brings the cloud, and the cloud protects us. That's your luck, we're here. I call the cloud and protect us so we don't get some sun. You know? As long as you know where you're coming from, you know where you're going. Because I follow the footsteps of my forefathers, and they will give me the wisdom what to do. Because if I don't follow their footsteps and I just look at others and then go try to do what others did, whatever mistake they did, that's what I'm gonna do. But if my steps of my forefathers said there's a hole in the front, don't drop in there, just jump it. So we walk and we jump it. But if I didn't follow their footstep and they just follow the other one and the other one drop in the hole, I will continue and I'll be the same next drop in the hole. Like playing snake and ladder. Sometimes you drop, you have to climb up back again. That's the way life goes, man. Up and down. Just gotta be strong. This is the best exercise for today. Doing this for a few months, you get fit. All right, let's go. We go. This is it. It's my house. Ready to go. Let's go cook and make some plantain soup. In the past, before I had my wife, it was a little hard. Dad! If you have a family, then family will teach you the wisdom. Because if I don't have wisdom, I will not see my child grow. You know, or expect what she brings up for me. My little one, she cries every day waiting for me. Papa fue a work? Hola, deciles. Hola. ¿Cómo estás, Cecilia? Decirle, ¿cómo estás? In the past, having a big family is like value. It's because all your kids will do plantation. So the more kids you have, the more farming you can do. If you have 5, 10 kids, all of them are going to farm. But today, we don't need that because we have machinery. Today, if you have one child, you survive because you can work. But then if today you make 9 child and you don't have an education, it's, boy, man, it's hardcore. A lot of guys that finish high school with me, they have had their wives and they have started make kids before me. And these guys have like 5, 6 kids and they're having it a little hard, you know. Worse not having an education that would work. So I feel happy with one, you know. Unless something happened, you know. I have already lost one.
Yeah.
So I know what it is the last one. I pray every day that nothing happens to her. You know? Even if I go, I still pray. Every day. My baby one. Piece of wood is making me get angry because it's getting hot. So in this type of work, it's not the machete that is doing the job, but it's the strength that I put on it. See? The strength that you put on them. My wife is running out of firewood, so I have to make more for her before I go. Alright, we got it. This is it. With this we have enough for today. I would know it would be good to have a boy, but right now boys are getting extraterrestrial. And like whatever they see they want to do. Girls, at least they listen to their mom because they know they can suffer and they have to come back with mom, you know. So we support whatever the girl will do, but the boy, he can get into different, you know, gangs, shooting, violence, criminals, a lot of things like that. I have passed through all that, you know. People trying to put me in different locations. Wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people. I pray, Lord, get me out of here quick. So I close my eye, open it, I'm out of that. Like somebody came, I came and look for him, let's go. Okay, I'm gone. When I come back, I have my friends, there was a shootout and they got shot or something like that, you know. So that's why I have a lot of work, a lot of disasters I went through when I was in the gangs. And then right here, look, I have another one. And then I have several other ones. But then I learned something. Don't be there, right? Huh? Don't be there. Even if you want to, you don't want to be there. Even if your best friend can go there, just get out of there. You will just wait for your best friend, because your best friend can be your enemy, and your enemy can be your best friend. This is the plantain. I'm gonna make some ghetto Pringles right now. this is my house, my backyard. As you can see behind me is my workshop. In Belize it's a little hard, you know. So we build our houses from our pocket. So a lot of people borrow money, build a very beautiful house. So you go around Belize and you can see beautiful house, beautiful fence, beautiful yard. But in the other side they have a for sale sign, a real estate sign. Why? Because they cannot pay bank, so the bank remove it from them and the bank sell it. So me, I build from my pocket. Whatever I make every year is what I gain, is what I put in my house. Every year I put a wall. I still have like this quarter of it left to build. So every year I made something. I develop 4 or 5 grand or something like that to build it up, finish it. Because I still don't have a septic. I have to build, and I have to have flush toilet when she becomes 3. Because if I don't, now I'll have trouble. I have an outhouse, but it's not good, you know. She can drop in the outhouse and it's gonna be drama. Oíste. Hi. Hi. Belize, considered to be, a lot of people think it's a third world country, but it's not really a third world country. The government system and the politics is what has it as a third world country, but we're not, you know. Belize is rich in a lot of things. Belize is rich in many other stuff, in culture, in history, in indigenous sites, a lot of good stuff. But corruption is what has us on the bottom, that look like a third world country. But one day we will have a difference, you know. Yeah. We're gonna go to my grandma. She's a very elder person, and sometimes she doesn't speak too much, she just looks. She's the person that has made me grow up, and she has had like 13 kids, you know. Sí.
Papi, ¿tiene casa?
Sí, una casa. Let's go to this visit. This is my mom's house. Most of my life is with my grandma, but my grandma was very strict, and it was rough.
Papi.
¿Por qué tú vas a estar peleando conmigo aquí enfrente de la gente? ¿Quieres que te cuere y vas a llorar? Andate con abuelita para allá arriba mejor. Allá está abuelita, ve. Anda con abuelita, ve qué hace. Hola abuelita, decirle, a ver qué hace. She's getting a little I'm frustrated. What am I doing? Getting a little angry. Sometimes when she gets angry, she doesn't want nothing. She slams everything up. And sometimes if I don't want to listen to her, she like bangs me on my back. I'm talking to you. Whoa, like wow. It reminds me of my grandparents. You know what? That's what used to be my grandma. She's like, go give the horse water. Go give the pigs water. And I'm like, okay. I'm still there watching TV. And all of a sudden I bang in my ear. Oh, I told you long time. Run for that job. Wake up your nerves. Can't do nothing.
I'm Teddy, and when Teddy was a little boy, he was a cute little boy. Teddy used to run in the river, climb trees. Not going to school. Going to school, but when it's recess,
He used to jump in the river.
right? He used to sleep till 10, and when he wake up, oh, mommy, I have to go to school. And one teacher tell Teddy, why you come late? He said, because I just wake up.
You bad. You bad. You bad. Yes, you bad. You bad. Yeah. You bad. Me not to play. I'm going because you bad. My mom didn't finish primary school, but she took a trade school of cooking. And most of the areas where she cook is big time resorts, and there's where she learned a lot. And she's been working for the tourism for the past 20 to 30 years now.
Hello, sweetie.
Hey, Tay, Tay.
Hiya.
Alam ko siya, well. Morning,
Oh my
New Zealand,
God,
morning.
good morning. Well, says granny. Wow. I always tell him, why don't try to be a teacher or something, because he studied for everything, right? He have the. I said, no, I'd rather be working by myself. I tell him, change your job, you know? He said, no, I'm satisfied with what I'm doing. He always tell me, he say, I don't like to work for people. He said, I rather work for myself. So he find the way how he could get money. Always independent, you know. He never depend from no one. Yeah.
When I was like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, so she had to go work far away. She had to leave me. So I used to live with uncles and aunties and grandmas. So it was a little rough. I used to live a week here, a month here, 2 months there, 1 year here. Everywhere I used to go, you know, because my mom is away working. Thanks to my grandma, she put me in a high school. There was 2 high schools. There was this private high school that is run by government or private sector, and then there's a 7-day Adventist high school that reads the Bible every day. So my grandma went and registered me there, and I thank her to do that, because then they so badly that I was a little rude boy. And if I would have went to the private school, I would have been somebody else, totally somebody else. Kind of slow down my negativity that was impacting me. Because if I didn't have went to that high school, if I would have went to the other high school, I would have been a rude boy. I would have been in gangs or do violent things. I learned about myself and I learned about the church, about God. So it made me different. Surviving is not so easy, something like that. Surviving in Belize is a little difficult. Because even the people that work for the government system still suffer, because sometimes the government itself don't have money to pay them. So many people would have a trade, like people would have like a hobby. So my hobby or my trade is this: I create most of these souvenirs for people coming traveling to Belize. Tourism is one of the biggest industry in Belize, and I depend on it 60% or more, about 80%. It has been hard for us to develop because the government system blocks it. He doesn't want us to get rich or get big. It's a little hard shell. I have seen people getting into government, getting rich, and then getting out and looking at the poor. Because that's what is the world today. Is the rich is getting richer, the poor is getting poorer. This is what I'm gonna design. So they are ministers, and then when they are positioned, they get like hundreds of acres. And when they're out of ministry, they sign out. Then after a period of time, the hundred of acres that they get, they sell it to other larger companies, and they get money and they get rich, you know, from our resources. So why don't they take that big piece of land, subdivide it, and give it to the village for farming? They don't do that. They take it for their 1 person, 2 person. It's bad, because we're humans. Everyone needs help. So it's hard to see people looking at other people suffering, you know. It's hard to see that. Here in Belize, we have 2 political parties. It's either red party or the blue party. And both of them are already used to do the same thing over and over. It doesn't matter who comes in position. My grandma says you use the same animal to carry the same cart. So one is the mule, one is the horse. You take a horse out because the horse didn't do the job, so we put the mule. And then all of a sudden, 5 years later, the mule didn't do the job, we take him out, put the horse. So that's why we call it politricks. So if you want to learn politricks, get into government system. And that's very bad, because then it's bad karma later in the future, you know. The money goes like nothing, like water. So you lose a lot of things. This is a wax that makes it shine. And it does that because it comes out of position. That's how it stays. If you are a Blue Party member and you voted for Blue, and then the Red Party came in position and the Red Party won, and they came and they become prime ministers, what will happen to the Blue Party family or the Blue Party members of the village? They will not get anything. They will not get help. We have Siete Millas, for example. It's a village. Progreso is the name of it. They all voted for the Blue Party. The Blue Party was telling them that they will have electricity and they will put the post already. They're already trying to bring the electricity. So the Red Party won. The Red Party came in position and the Red Party found out that all of them are blue. They're not red, so they're not getting no electricity. So it has been for over 10 years, because then the Red Party just won again another 5. So it's 10 years they will not have electricity. These are soap seeds. When we were British Honduras, the skin of this, we used to use it to wash clothes, because we didn't have soap. Before they invented soap, we gather a good amount of seeds of this, £1 or £2, put in a bucket of water, put the foam, and you can wash your clothes. So it's so hard that I use it for making necklaces and jewelry. Here in my house, for us to survive with the government system, my wife is Blue Party and I am Red Party. In secret though, we don't do it like we go there and we vote. In secretly. So if Red wins, I am in Red, so Red will give me. If Blue wins, she is in Blue, she can go get. So whatever they give, we can get. That's what I mean. So we have to be half and half. Why? Because that's the system, you know. Because if we are both in the one party, then we'll be in big trouble. Probably right now, many of the villages don't have water to drink. I'm telling you, suffocation right now. We have water because we have a river. We are blessed. The village of Bullet Tree is blessed. Let's go make some stuff for this. Some years has been good, some years has been bad, you know. But it changes. It changes. Every year is different. So hopefully this year we have more change, you know, because definitely in my life I would like to create things to change life. My future, or not my future, what I would say is my dream. What I would like to do is to build a school, yes, and teach what I make, my jewelry, my arts craft. And sometimes I do classes to the school, the primary school kids. Sometimes we do activity or some arts and coconut or other stuff. I myself would like to do like that. But then I have to have investors. I have to have somebody that invests in me. And if I invest, and then somebody comes and invests with me, then I have to start to deal with the government. If we have large investors coming into Belize, and if the government system allows them to develop, create, work, then we will have I would say, like a better world, a better future for our children. But we like one of these days, like people to come here and develop something big in Belize. So it's something new I'm waiting for. When that happens, and then that's what I would say is my future. But then that's what the dream of everybody around here, you know. But like how I'm saying, we have 6 months of the year with the tourism. 4 months of the year we don't have anything to do, but we still create something, survive. Because sometimes in the months, you know, we go very harsh. Like, I will tell you the truth, man. Sometimes I don't have no job for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and I have a bill to pay, and I cannot survive. So usually I run into town and see if I could sell some of my stuff, or go to a gift shop and give it away cheap. Or sometimes go to other big boss and borrow some money and pay them, and then work for the big boss later in the season. But it happens, like for example, August and September, it gets dread. in the year of the month of my birthday. Every time my birthday comes, I don't have any money. No money, like things dread, things are hard. So we don't have anything to eat or so. Sometimes I get help by other people doing jobs on properties, managing or raking or whatever I could do. But don't think that every time is good stuff. There's sometimes we have it bad, very rough sometimes. Because if I have it rough, the other people have it more rough because I have only one child. Other people have 8, 5, 3, and all of them eat. Most of the people of Belize would build their stuff, their own stuff. We have a lot of very intelligent, very smart, very skillful people. We will not make ourselves starve to death. We have something. And if we don't have nothing to create, we can survive in the jungle sometimes by eating roots of the jungle or other stuff. I do this because I have a wife and child, so I have to make some money. When I was a young man that didn't have no wife, I wasn't content. I wasn't happy. I was very destructive. I was very alcoholic. I used to go to the drink in the bars, come late. But then after 2007, I met my wife, and my wife's sister used to live here. So she used to come and work with her sister in another house farther down. And I introduced myself and started to meet her and talk, and we start to communicate. And then we fell in love, and that's where we became together. And we had problems. We lost a baby. The first one, our firstborn. So that's one of our sad part of the story. We had very hardcore life, because I didn't have a job, I didn't have enough money, and the doctor, they wanted to give a surgery, and the surgery cost like $600. My baby was born. She was a girl, but then she didn't survive. Something happened to her navel. The navel popped. Her guts came out through the navel, like something popped here. And then something happened, and then we went on a surgery and couldn't survive the surgery, and she died. She's coming 2 now. 2 years ago almost. Like 2 years ago, yeah. Because then 2010 is when we were pregnant. 10, 11. Then we lost that one, and then 11, 12 when Kariani came. And 12 and 13 she has 2 now. That's right. From 2012 to 13. She was born on December. On the 21st of December. The winter solstice. So she's a good girl. Oi! 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 Ay ay ay! Oi! 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 Pam 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 Ine Lele Toto Lele Toto Lele Toto Lele Toto Lele Toto Lele Toto Lele Toto. Baila, nene. Baila. Baila, te baila. Baila. After I got them, now I am happy, I'm happy, but then I still have a little bit of sadness because we haven't finished the house and she's unhappy, and sometimes feels bad but then telling her we have to crawl before we creep, and creep before we walk, and walk before we run, so that's how we go, slowly. We learn from the kids because it's wisdom. You have to grow, you have to be strong, you have to be strong to have a wife and a child. Because if you don't have that wisdom, how will you make yourself happy? By drinking rum? No, I don't think so. Because rum and those things are not, those are just pleasure. Ay, mano, ahorita. Come. I love you, I love you. You are the best. Let's go take a swim. The sardines will eat his sticks, his fleas. That's what I watched from him. He has a lot of fleas. Check it out. Yes, man, that's my puppy. I didn't grow up with my father. My father didn't live with me. So I become a man on my own. I would never want to abandon my kids. The only thing if I abandon them is if I die or something happens to me. You know? So I appreciate what the Creator has made for us in the land. So although I don't have like 100 acres of land or 50 acres of land or 20 acres of land, I only have like a couple lots and a wife and kid, and I'm happy. Make it happy. Just trying to bring them up into positive vibes, I would say, you know. It's my positive vibe. Guys, like how the birds are going home, I think we have to go home too, you know. See, the birds are coming home. They all went upstream for fishing. These are cormorants. A lot of cormorants. ¿Están listos? Vamos pues.